Hello Olketa, today is the first thematic day of COP27 and the theme for today is finance. Finance has been a very crucial part of previous COPs and is featured very highly on the priorities of developing states, including those in the Pacific. To tell us more about climate finance in the context of Pacific, we spoke to fellow Solomon Islander Exsley Taloiburi, who is an expert on climate change and resilience with OACPS.
Climate finance is really important to the Pacific because of the fact that although our Pacific seas contribute negligibly to the global greenhouse gas emissions, we are at the forefront of the adverse impacts of climate change, and therefore access to climate finance is really critical. And in addition to that, if you look at the nationally determined contributions that have been submitted by our Pacific seas, a lot of the NDCs are conditional on external financial support from developed countries, and therefore climate finance is really critical. In addition to that, what we've seen is that climate-induced disasters in the recent couple of years have impacted significantly on the national GDP of a lot of our countries in the Pacific, and therefore what we are seeing as well is that within a few hours of disaster, it could reverse decades of development gain. And so climate finance is a key determinant of success for this COP here in Somerset. The Pacific is advocating for a couple of things when it comes to climate finance. One is dedicated financing facility for loss and damage. I think it is a key milestone that we have seen during the opening plenary of COP27 that now for the first time we have a dedicated agenda item on funding arrangements for addressing loss and damage. I think this is where we have a huge opportunity to start discussions not just on the economical losses that results from climate-induced damages and losses, but also the non-economic aspects to loss and damage, which includes loss of culture and also loss of other important aspects, including human rights aspects of climate change and climate change financing. The second aspect that the Pacific is advocating for at this COP is the timely delivery of the 100 billion goal, which is outstanding. Developed countries, they committed to mobilizing 100 billion by 2020, which is 3 years ago. As of now, they have yet to actually reach that 100 billion goal, and we want to see that commitment being put into action, and that developed countries to fulfill what they have promised to deliver, the 100 billion goal that would help us. The third thing that the Pacific region is calling for is for the doubling of adaptation financing. At the moment, if you look at the global trend, more than 80% of climate finance being mobilized is allocated towards mitigation. For us in the Pacific, our key priority is adaptation, and therefore we want to see a balanced allocation between adaptation and mitigation. Not just that, but also how we would be able to mobilize private sector investment in adaptation activities. What we are seeing now around the world is that a lot of private sector investment is more in the mitigation space, but we want to see a balance in the adaptation side as well. The final aspect that our region is calling for in regards to climate finance is the new goal post-2025. At the moment, there are discussions on what that goal would be. We want to see a goal that would build on the 100 billion as the floor. But not just that, we also want to see simplified access to climate finance, particularly by those that are at the front line of the impacts. Our communities, our CSOs, our private sector, those are the key stakeholders that we would like to see them gaining access to the global funds that are available at the international level.